helicopters? I've been flying for 30 years.
30 years. So I understand you were with APD for a little while before you came over here?
I was actually a part-time guy with APD. I was active duty in the Air Force back when I flew for Albuquerque. In my career in the Air Force, I primarily flew Blackhawks, but I've had a few civilian jobs along the way where I was able to fly different things for EMS, news, flight training, a few other things like that. The Albuquerque police helicopters where I got into law enforcement. This is the first appearance of the state police's newest helicopter. This is an Airbus H145. Very state-of-the-art. These have only been around for a couple of years, and this is actually only the second law enforcement H145 in the United States right now. The other one is Vegas PD out in Nevada. Well, the helicopter itself costs somewhere around $9 million, and then we have a couple $1 million worth of police equipment on here. So with training and tools and spare parts and warranties and all that stuff, the state paid just over $12 million for this setup. Helicopter pilots sit on the right, so this would be the pilot seat on the right side. It can be flown from either side, and sometimes we fly with two pilots, sometimes we fly with a pilot and a tactical flight officer. Our typical crew is a pilot and two tactical flight officers, because if you look in the back part of the aircraft here, we have what's called a TFO station, a tactical flight officer station. It's got a big screen, and they can run their camera and see all their stuff in the back, just like the guy up front can, only he has a little smaller screen up front. So very easy access, especially if there's no seats in here. There's a lot of room. But we have room to put 8 seats in the back of this helicopter, plus the 2 crewmen up front. So we can carry 10 people comfortably if we needed to. The unique thing about this helicopter is it doesn't have a conventional tail rotor. It has what's called a fenestron. So a fenestron is French for tail rotor, but it's a kind of a ducted fan looking thing. And it's very effective because the air can flow right through it. There's no big vertical fin to block the airflow. It's got 10 blades and it's very, very quiet. That's what makes this helicopter a good law enforcement platform. And it's also safer, you know. That's a little harder to walk into than a conventional tail rotor. As state police officers, you know, we cover the entire state, not just the city of Albuquerque or Bernalillo County or stuff like that. So we kind of have a unique mission set, and that's one of the reasons why we went after a helicopter like this. This has a lot of power, a lot of good capability. We can do hoist work because we have a hoist on this helicopter. We never had a hoist on any of the previous helicopters for the state, but this is a game changer for us because we'll be able to do rescues anywhere in New Mexico, any time of the year. And that's a big deal, of course, because we do a lot of search and rescues. You know, we support our TAC team with surveillance, with video recordings. We patrol sometimes. We support the auto theft guys. You know, probably about 25 different mission sets that we can do with this helicopter, just depending on what happens and where it happens in the state of New Mexico. So we go all over the place. So here we've got a PA system. We don't use this a lot, but we could talk to people on the ground if we needed to with this. They're really powerful speakers. We can also broadcast recorded messages. We can play our siren if we needed, if they need to know that we're police officers, stuff like that. Up here on the front of the skid, this is one of our downlink antennas. So we can downlink our video images to anybody that has the right app on their device. So our chief could be sitting in his office up in Santa Fe, and he can be watching our video feeds from our camera real time, even if we're down in Las Cruces. So that's a really unique capability. Over here on this side, we have our camera. This is state-of-the-art, infrared, daytime, do everything camera. and it works really well. A lot more capability than our previous equipment. We can get the same picture on this from about 6 miles away, and then in the past we had to be about 500 feet to get that same picture. So this thing works really well. And then of course back here on the aft part of the left skid, we have our searchlight. Latest and greatest searchlight, extremely powerful. Some people refer to those as night suns because they light up stuff at nighttime for us. And then if you look inside the cockpit there are no conventional instruments in this helicopter. It's all just screens. And those are all computers. And again, you know, state-of-the-art avionics. This is an extremely capable platform. We can fly it in any kind of weather. And has a 4-axis autopilot. So really easy on the pilots, actually. It is. We're going to have a dedication ceremony in January where we're going to dedicate the hangar and actually unveil the helicopter officially. This is actually the first public event, you know, that we've been to, as I mentioned before. But the official unveiling will be in January.
You know, also to fly with him?
I did. I interacted with him when I was working for the Albuquerque Police Department, and great guy. Very unfortunate accident. And we hope that with this kind of technology, we never have to have another accident like that.